A tragedy has struck our community, a senseless act of violence that has left us reeling. A precious 7-year-old girl, full of life and potential, has been gravely injured. She was the victim of a shooting incident, caught in the crossfire of reckless disregard. This was not a targeted attack on her, but the result of a stray bullet, a bullet fired with such carelessness that it found its way into an innocent home. The incident is being described as a drive-by shooting, a cowardly act carried out from the anonymity of a vehicle. The most heartbreaking detail is where this child was when violence found her. She was asleep, in the safety of her own bed, in her own home. Her sanctuary was violated by a projectile meant for someone or somewhere else. The location of this devastating event was the Brewer Circle neighborhood, a place where families live, where children play, where people should feel secure. This happened right here, in our state, in South Carolina. The time of the incident adds another layer of sorrow. It occurred in the dead of night, around 1:17 a.m. local time, a time when the world should be quiet, when children should be dreaming peacefully. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. The victim is a 7-year-old girl, just 7 years old, a second grader perhaps, with a bright future ahead of her. She was struck by the bullet while she slept, completely vulnerable and unaware. The bullet did not just hit her home, it pierced through the walls, through the perceived safety of her bedroom. It traveled with deadly force into the space where she lay sleeping. The bullet struck her in the right side of her brain. Think about that, a tiny, innocent head struck by a bullet while she slept. She is currently in critical condition. Her life hangs in the balance because of someone else's violence. As of the latest reports, she remains in critical condition. Every hour is a fight for survival for this little girl. She is currently on a ventilator, breathing only with the help of machines. Her body is fighting, but the damage is severe. Her mother, Essence Chambers, has confirmed horrific details. She confirmed that a bullet entered their home. She confirmed that the bullet struck her daughter while she slept in her bed. Imagine the terror, the shock, the agony of a mother discovering her child in such a state. This is a nightmare no parent should ever experience. Our local law enforcement, the Pageland Police Department, responded immediately to the scene. They arrived to find a scene of unimaginable pain and chaos. Their priority was the child. Police immediately transported the child to the hospital. There was no time to waste. Every second mattered in getting her the medical attention she desperately needed. The transport method highlights the severity of her injuries. She was airlifted to the hospital, flown by air, a desperate race against time to save her life. The Pageland Police Department is the lead agency handling this case. They are working tirelessly to find answers and bring justice. They are our protectors, and they are hurting too. Authorities have expressed their heartbreak over this incident. They are witnesses to the aftermath of this violence, and it has deeply affected them. They see the human cost. Police have emphasized unequivocally that this girl was an innocent victim. She was not involved in anything. She was simply a child sleeping at home. They describe the act as senseless violence. There is no justification, no reason, no excuse for a bullet to enter a child's bedroom. This was a completely unnecessary tragedy. Police stated she did not deserve this careless act of violence. These are strong words reflecting the depth of their sorrow and anger. No child deserves this. Police are heartbroken that this little girl is suffering. They see her fighting for her life, and it weighs heavily on them. They are committed to finding who did this. Her suffering is a direct result of actions taken by someone with no regard for the life of others. This phrase cuts to the core of the problem: a lack of humanity, a lack of conscience. The investigation into this horrific drive-by shooting is ongoing. The search for the person or people responsible is the top priority for law enforcement. The suspect involved in the drive-by shooting remains at large. This means the person who fired the shot that struck this little girl is still out there. They're walking free while she fights for her life in a hospital bed. This is unacceptable. Police have appealed directly to the public for assistance. They need our help. They cannot solve this alone. They need information to identify and apprehend the perpetrator. This is where our community comes in. This is where concerned citizens must step up. If you know something, anything, you have a moral obligation to share it. Police are urging anyone with information to come forward. No detail is too small. What might seem insignificant to you could be the missing piece for investigators. They are asking for information to provide answers. Answers for the police, answers for the community, and most importantly, answers for this little girl's family. They deserve to know who did this to their child. The suspect is still out there. This is a danger to our community. Someone who would fire a gun so recklessly, so carelessly, poses a threat to us all. We must help find them. The police are doing their job, working the leads, but they rely on the eyes and ears of the community. Think about what you might have seen or heard that night, even if it seemed unrelated at the time. Perhaps you saw a vehicle speeding away from the area around 1:17 a.m. Perhaps you heard something unusual. Perhaps you know someone who has been acting strangely since the incident. Every piece of information matters. The police need your help to bring this person to justice. They need your help to ensure this doesn't happen to another child. The investigation is active and intense. Detectives are working around the clock, but the breakthrough often comes from the community, from someone who saw something, who knows something. Do not assume someone else will call. Do not assume your information is not important. It could be the key. It could be the difference between this suspect remaining at large and being brought into custody. The police are waiting for your call. They are ready to listen. They are ready to act on credible information. Help them do their job. Help them protect our community. Help them get justice for this little girl. Help them give her family some measure of peace, knowing the person responsible is held accountable. This is a collective responsibility. We cannot stand by and let this go unanswered. We cannot allow someone who would do this to an innocent child to remain free. Our community's safety depends on it. The police are asking, pleading, for your help. They need you to be brave. They need you to do the right thing. Come forward with any information you have. Our hearts are broken for this 7-year-old girl and her family. This tragedy has shaken us to our core. It is a stark reminder of the devastating impact of gun violence in our neighborhoods. A child, sleeping in her bed, is now fighting for her life. This is not just a news story. This is our neighbor, our community member. Her pain is our pain. Our family is facing unimaginable grief and hardship, medical bills, lost wages, the emotional toll of watching their child suffer. They need our support now more than ever. This is a moment for our community to come together, to show this family they are not alone, to show that we will not tolerate such violence in our streets. We must advocate for this victim. We must be her voice while she cannot speak for herself. We must demand justice and accountability. There are ways you can help. First and foremost, if you have any information about the shooting, contact the Pageland Police Department immediately. Your tip could be crucial. Do not hesitate. Do not be afraid. Doing the right thing is never easy, but it is necessary. Protect your identity if you need to, but share what you know. Beyond assisting the investigation, this family needs practical support. Medical expenses for critical care are astronomical. They will need help with ongoing rehabilitation, potential long-term care. Fundraising efforts are being organized to help alleviate the financial burden on the family. Every dollar counts. Every contribution, no matter how small, can make a difference in their lives. Look for verified fundraising campaigns. Share them with your network. Encourage others to donate. Let's wrap this family in a blanket of financial support so they can focus on their daughter's recovery. Community support goes beyond financial aid. They need emotional support. They need to know their neighbors care. Reach out in appropriate ways, respecting their need for privacy while letting them know you stand with them. This incident is also a call to action regarding crime reporting. We must be vigilant. We must report suspicious activity. We must work with law enforcement to keep our neighborhoods safe. Parents, talk to your children about safety. Talk to them about the reality of violence, but also about hope and community. Reassure them while acknowledging their fears. This tragedy highlights the urgent need to address the root causes of violence in our community. It requires a collective effort from law enforcement, community leaders, and every single citizen. We need to advocate for safer streets, for programs that prevent violence, for a future where children can sleep safely in their beds without fear of stray bullets. This story needs to be heard. Share this information. Make sure everyone knows what happened here. The more people who are aware, the more pressure there is for justice. Let this tragedy be a catalyst for change. Let it ignite a fire within us to make our community safer for all children. Let us turn our heartbreak into action. We are a strong community. We are resilient, but our strength is tested by moments like these. How we respond defines us. Let us respond with unity, with compassion, and with a fierce determination to see justice served. Let us stand together for this little girl. Let us fight for her recovery. Let us ensure that the person responsible for this cowardly act is held accountable. Let us work together to prevent another child from suffering this fate. Contact the Pageland Police Department with any information. Donate to the family's verified fundraising efforts. Support this family in any way you can. Advocate for change. Speak out against violence. Be the change you want to see in our community. This little girl deserves our collective effort. She deserves justice. She deserves to heal. Let's make sure her fight is not in vain. Let's make sure her story leads to action. Let's bring justice for this sleeping child. Our community is watching, and we must act now.